You know, I had an epiphany today. There are white people in this country that would rather see the United States of America go completely bankrupt and burn to the ground than see a black lady sitting in the White House. We've always had racism. It still is really sad. The one good thing that came out of this last election was that we now know in our friends and family who is fine with racism and the patriarchy and the bigotry. You voted for the most unqualified, morally bankrupt, bumbling idiot who is stealing money in front of your faces. And you're fine with that because he's white. And you couldn't vote for the most qualified black woman in the history of our country. She has more intelligence in her pinky than I do in my entire brain. 249 years, we still haven't voted for a woman. The MAGA movement is Make America White Again. They see the white majority in the United States of America going away, and they're going to fight like hell to try to maintain it. They're going to fight, and they're going to fight, and they're going to fight, and they're going to push back. And the reason that we're still having these conversations is because enough people that look like me haven't been saying what I'm saying right now, because we sat on our asses and did nothing during the Civil Rights Movement, during Jim Crow, during segregation, during internment camps for Asian Americans. Doesn't affect me. I'm good. If you look like me right now, in this point in time, and you're still going to hide behind your privilege because your family member wasn't snatched up by an ICE member, because your family wasn't redlined, because your family wasn't picked up at night for being the wrong skin color, then you're complicit in all of this. I don't give a damn if you like it. I really don't. Silence is complicity. Throughout the history of the world and our country, bad people have gotten away with so many atrocities because good people stood by silently. There are a lot more of us than them. And these senators that are going to vote on this bill, this big ugly bill, they created Frankenstein because they ginned up their uneducated white base to say that your version of white America is going away. DEI, CRT, trans people, litter boxes, Dr. Seuss, Mr. Potato Head, Bud Light, Nancy Pelosi, her emails, his laptop. We can spend 3 hours talking about the things that scare you. But the reality is your version of white America is going away, and it scares the hell out of you. Well, that's too damn bad. I shouldn't have privilege, but I do. And I'm choosing to do what's necessary. What we as white people should have done for the last couple hundred years. Use my privilege to say what needs to be said. It doesn't matter if the red team or the blue team sits in that White House. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because until this issue is resolved, none of this shit matters. None of it. Because that's what we're dealing with right now, is the original sin of the United States of America, white supremacy. It was designed in 1787 by plantation owners that owned black people like cattle, that designed it to benefit 21-year-old land-owning white men. You'll talk about the Second Amendment every day, but you'll be damned if you ever talk about the 3/5 Clause or Jim Crow or segregation, because you don't want to talk about history, actual American history. You want to talk about white history. Only the parts that make you feel like an alpha male. That flag that you worship It's a symbol. You worship it as if it's a religion. But you don't give a damn about the people that the flag represents. I find it rich that every Sunday, you MAGA Pharisees, you fake Christians, go to church with your Joe and the Ho bumper sticker and your F. Joe Biden flag because nothing says, I love Jesus like that. So many people must be turning to God because of you. And you sit in church and you preach, my God is an awesome God, and love thy neighbor as thyself. But you only seem to love thy white neighbor. You voted for the most morally bankrupt white man that's ever walked on the face of this country. But the black woman was just a bridge too far because you didn't like her cackle. You didn't like her health care plan. What, she used complete sentences? She wasn't a bumbling idiot. She was educated. That intimidated you, didn't it? You want to know something interesting? I'm going to say what I'm going to say because it's true. If black women ran this country, we wouldn't be in this shit right now. We wouldn't. We'd be a hell of a lot better off as a country right now if they were. They're smart, they're intelligent, they're powerful, they're strong. And they put up with shit that you and I can't even imagine. Generation after generation after generation. And you still want to be a bigot and a racist and judge people by the color of their skin instead of the context of their character. You are the reason that America is not great. You are. Be better.